Okay, we've got our plan B. Hello, good morning, everyone. Sorry for that pause right there. Guys, welcome to church this morning. The sun is shining outside, but the sun is shining inside. Amen? There is an amazing presence of the Lord in this place this morning. And it is good to be with the Lord. It is good to be with the Lord. My name's Hannah. I get to be the lead pastor here, and I want to really welcome you this morning and say, if it's your first time here, we are so glad that you're here with us. Is there anyone here that it is your first time here today? Anyone? Be brave. Put your hands up. We are... We are just going to bring you around a little connect card that's like this. And a little bit later after the service, we have a connect desk, which is new, guys. It's fancy. We're getting fancy. We have a connect desk out in the cafe area there. And if you would like to take this card to that connect desk at the end of the service, there it is, a little gift waiting for you if it's your first time here. And it's all locked up, so it's all tantalizing, like, gosh, what's in there? Anyway, that is there for you. If you've been to church for a long time, you can't pretend, just so that you get to get a box this morning. But anyway, that is a little gift from us to you. And if you are here and you live it, and you're not just visiting on holiday, and you want to stay connected with us, and you'd like to know what's going on, we would love you to fill out that Connect card. And there's a little black box just outside the doors here. And if you post that in there, then we will put you on our database to keep you in touch with all that's going on here. And we'd love you to do that. And so that is there. That's a kind of new little deviation to how we do welcome. But that's there today. But just for a moment, just turn to someone next to you, say good morning, introduce yourself. If they all look familiar, maybe go a little bit further afield, say hi to someone. Did it not work? Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay. Great. You will have still a little bit more time to talk in a moment. Before the kids go out, there's just a couple of things. We have a Sunday this morning called Belong Sunday. Which is where we get to focus a little bit about what it looks like to belong to Engine House as a community of people. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more later on. But before that, I wanted to just do a little experiment. The youth have got some stickers. You got some stickers there, guys? They're going to hand everyone a thing of 5 stickers. Just bear with me, all right? I'm a primary school teacher, so I enjoy a little activity every now and again, all right? They're going to, as quickly as possible, hand out some stickers to everyone. Can you do that, guys? You can carry on talking about it. And there's pens as well, isn't there? Guys, see if you can do that. Maybe hand a load to the end of a row, and then it won't take quite so long. And when you get a sticker and pen, you might have to share a pen with the person next to you. Where are the pens being handed out? Great, well done. 5 stickers, and I want you to write your name, just your first name. Or if you don't want, I was going to say, if you don't want people to have your name, you can make up a name if you want. No, don't do that. That's just confusing. Anyway, just write your name on your 5 stickers, or the name you would like to be called by in this church. Kids, you can do this too if you want. Same name on all 5, yeah. Thanks for clarifying. Okay. How are we doing with stickers? Are we doing all right? On all 5 of them, yeah. Put your hand up if you haven't got some stickers so we can help those people out. Put your hand up nice and high if you haven't got stickers. Guys, there's some over here that haven't got stickers. Oh, well done, Caleb. Good job. They're just coming. Doing a grand job, youth. Well done. Okay, and one of those stickers you can put on your, on you. Yeah. 5, yeah. Well done. Not all 5, no, well done. Now, those of you who have been talking to someone for like 6 months and you still don't know their name, this is a good opportunity today to have a slight glance down at their name, because you've gone past it's embarrassing to ask what their name is stage. So, great. And there's just a clause. Are we all ready? If you can multitask and listen and write your name at the same time, that would be great. There's just a clause to this. If any of this, you're like, this feels outside of my comfort zone, full permission to sit in your seat and spectate, okay? If it's a fact that you just don't like getting told what to do, then you can just get over it and join in, all right? But if there is a sense of like, moving around and everything, I feel slightly anxious or it's not practical, full permission to stay in your seat. Understood? Great, okay. So here's my first fun thing that we're going to do. I just wanted to know a little bit about people, okay? So I have, and visitors, you maybe can, you can join in this one. I've got some areas, okay, of the county. Can you put your hand up if you're from one of the, just one person for a minute? Okay, what we're going to do, any Penzance people or near Penzance people around? At the back over there, you're going to have to come and get this. Okay, it'll be quicker than this as we go along. Helston, Lizard, somebody come and grab one of these. Newquay, North Cornwall. Come on, you must be here somewhere. St Agnes, Mount Hawke. Okay. St Ives and Hale. All right. Newquay and North Cornwall, that's going to be everyone north of Newquay, okay? So that if you're visiting, that's where you belong right now. That's you? Perfect. Right, okay. So anyone from Penzance or near Penzance today? There we go. Well done, Alice. Right, okay. Okay, what I'm going to get you to do, I'm going to get those people to just hold them up just slightly. Maybe come to a space. Alice, come to a space over here. Joe might maybe move out to the side. I just want you to go and find... maybe Charles, go into the corner over there. Just for a moment, stand up and find where you belong in this place right now. Guys, hold your things up loud and strong. Over there. You can see over there, there's some guidelines. If you haven't got a specific area, just find an area. Go to Helston. Okay, when you've done that, I want you to stick one of your stickers on the back of that, the back of that name card. It is about.
You guys are doing great.
So the next thing you need to do is stick your sticker on the back of that card. So Melissa, gather the stickers. One of the stickers goes on there.
Put a sticker on the sign.
And
what have we got here? Is this Red Roof? Red Roof is busy.
I know.
Red Roof are doing great. There's lots of stickers. So many stickers.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And if you've done that, have a conversation with someone in your group for a moment. Say hi, someone you haven't met.
Guys, make sure you're connecting. Talk to somebody in your area. Talk about the post office, what happened in the local pub the other day. There might have been something that was happening. Newquay, North Cornwall, that's a big area. Got people from Newquay, Bodmin, oh, come on. What's going on in Newquay? Hey, Truro, guys.
Your name on there. Have you stuck your
Guys,
name?
talk to each other. Tell each other about yourselves. Hi, Truro.
Rachel's away.
I feel like we could have utilised the back of the room a bit as well. Zach, where are you from? You should be in a group.
Okay, when you've done that and your group's done that, you can go back to your seat. Well done. Awesome. Okay, well done, guys. Wow, look at Red Roof, guys. Well, that makes sense, really, though, doesn't it? Okay, we've got lots to do, guys, so find your seats.
Can you hold that?
Good job. So you should have 3 sticky labels on your label thing. Have we done that? We got that? Okay. Okay, the next one. Okay, if you've got one of the things, yeah, just bring it back to the front. That's awesome. The next one, and some of you, can I just have one of those? We've got ages, all right? Okay. Now, some of them have like 25 to 30 and then 30 to 35. So if you're 30, you can choose which one you go to, all right? But we're going to do the same thing, all right? You're going to find someone, find the people in your age group, and yeah, it's a reality moment for some of you who think you're still a teenager and you're not. But find that, stick them on the thing. Off you go. Someone needs this one, 25 to 30. Ah, there we go. So look, we're going to hire the primary school are over there.
45 to 50, and then 60 to 70.
There should be a 50. There is one of those as well somewhere. 50 to 60 over here. 70 plus. Mark, you're going to have to move over there somewhere, I reckon, because you're too close to this one. Or maybe go and stand by Elizabeth. Go and stand.
Could a couple of people go to the back of the room so we can spread a bit? Thanks, Zoe, for being at the back. It's a bit of space. Yeah, put your names on the back of these again. So you put one sticker on the back. It's amazing. Have you guys got, huh? Secondary, have you got the sign? Okay. If you're in secondary school, come and join the youths over here. Okay. Where's 40 for 50? 40 to 50. Well, that's 35 to 40. Lawrence, 40 to 50, over that way. There you go.
50
at the front. Do you love the fact that my wife wore a matching dress to the matches?
Those names on the back. Okay.
So good, guys. And then connect with somebody that you don't know. Put your name on the back and then have a chat with somebody and be like, hey, we're the similar age. We never talked to each other before. What kind of age-related things are you going through in your life? You going through anything age-related? Toby's loving the fact that he's on sound this week. Aren't you, Toby Bodman? What age group would you be in?
I don't know.
15. You're like 15, 16? I think, is that right? So secondary school over here, yeah. Guys, put your names on the back.
Okay. Okay, guys,
25 to 30s.
Yeah, there should be somewhere. Okay, you can go back to your seat if you've done that one. Let's say hello to someone in your group.
Naomi, where did you go?
So sorry. I'll confess in a moment.
Oh, I found you some. There you
Okay, guys,
Hannah, this is fun, isn't it?
Okay, quieten down, guys. The 60s to 70s are very upset because I seem to not have a
Oh no.
picture for them. We embrace them, yeah. This is not, don't read anything into this, Liz. We love you very much. Also, the 17-year-olds were a gap as well, I'm so sorry. But it's all right. We're all right. You're going to be okay. You can...
It's beautiful.
You can, okay.
Well done, guys.
How are we all doing? Are we all doing all right? Okay, you can go and sit down now.
Back to your seats, and then we'll just get you to get up again, just because it's really fun. This is like the best. Are you having fun, Hannah?
I am. Are you? Okay.
I'm having loads of fun. This is great.
Okay. Are you all right? Good. Danusha's smiling. So the next one, there's only two more, all right? But don't lose the purpose in this, okay? Some of you are getting a bit hot. That's all right. Embrace being hot in the engine house. It's a very special occasion. Well, I want you to be looking at the people who are in your groups. Don't just like run past it to the next one, okay? Just clock it, like, okay. Right, the next one is where you were born. Or not where you were born, but your country of origin. Wherever you, so for Charles, that would be North America. Not like continent of origin, all right, okay? We've got a very special one for this one, because I thought this is like a country in itself when we're down here. So Tim's going to take that one over there, because that's probably quite big, all right? And then we've got the rest of England, no offence, but... and then we've got Wales, we've got Ireland, and then we've got all the continents. So if you have one here, which one are you? Right, you're going to represent? Anyone represent Wales? Any Welsh? There we go. Ireland, Dan Chapman's not here today, that's sad. Scotland, North America, Charles. South America? Anyone from South America? There we go. Rest of Europe, any Europeans? Africa's down here. Africa's going to be at the back over there, actually. Australia, Oceania, that kind of place. There we go. South America's down here. Anyone, any Europeans? Asia?
Cornwall's over there.
Scotland? No, Scotland's here. So who's going to represent the Irish? Oh, there we go.
Rest of England. Charles, do you have any friends, Charles? No friends? Poor Charles. It's okay, I'll come be your friend. I lived in North America for 2 years. Yeah. Love it. Oh, man, it's hot today. It's hot.
Well done, guys.
I'm laughing the Africa boys in the back. Boys and girls, love it. Woo! And we've got a nice British orderly queue going on as well down the aisle. It's great.
Be sure to introduce yourselves to someone in that group.
Cornwall's over in the corner. Onan Hagol, Cronobis Vicken.
Wow, the rest of England are representing. Look at that. Well done, Jake.
Love that. Oceana, did you have any friends?
I like that England has formed an orderly queue. That's great. I love that. Good old England. Polite queue. After you. No, after you. Good job, guys. There's one more. Okay, guys. Africa, well done. You can bring your thing back here. Okay, we have one more, and this is maybe slightly more technical. Some of you have had enough, I know, but just humor with one more.
The last one.
This one you have to listen a little bit carefully to. And kids and youth, you get to choose, if you want with this one, of a future career that you would like in the future, and just dream a little bit, okay? Because we've got I did try and think different hobbies, but there were so many, I thought we would be here forever. So we've got vocations, okay? So Jane, you can take this one. Arts and creativity. Technology and engineering, anyone in that one? We're all quiet. There we go. Well done, Pete. Stay-at-home caregivers. Health and well-being. Where's Chris Pritch? Come and take this one. Education and training. Where are our teachers? Any teachers? No teachers?
Catherine.
Fliss. Oh yeah, Catherine, yep. Public sector, civil service, retailing and hospitality, Miss Alyssa. Oh, education. Where did education go?
Retail,
tradespeople. Where are our tradespeople? Finn. Okay, business, finance and law. There we are, Jackson. Grab this one. If you're not sure, have a look at the details here. Public servant. So emergency services, police, postal workers. Perfect. There we go. See if you can find that one.
Let's move. You can do this. You've done so well. Do you know what? I didn't know if you would all move, but you did, and it's great. I'm encouraged. Go, do your sticker thing again. One more sticker.
Create a media over there.
And say hi to people that are in the similar field that you are.
Okay.
Trades and manual work. Ugh. Trades and manual work. Love it. Ugh.
Okay. Well done, guys. You should have no stickers left. Okay. Look at those tradesmen over there and tradeswomen. Good job.
Aren't we so blessed to have such a wide diversity of different careers and trades and specialists in different areas? It's awesome. Now the work talk comes out. It's like a toolbox talk, isn't it? Toolbox talk. Come on.
Okay, you can find your seats now.
Guys, you did so well.
Hey?
Is there anything you're...
Well done, Pete. You've got the best arm as well to hold it up that whole time. Guys, you can head back to your seats now. You've done really well at moving round. You can bring the signs back to the front because they were so nice. We want to use them again. And we've got all your names on the back of them. Catherine, I'll take that from you.
I'm not sure which one that one. Not sure, Edwina. Okay.
Who's loving the colourful signs?
Guys. Guys, well done. You did so well. Those of you who are visiting are like, is this what church is normally like? No, it's not. We don't normally do such things. But we are, what I wanted to capture in this moment, and maybe this is a long way of doing it, but it's one that you'll remember, is that we as a church, there's such a diversity in our church. There's such a diversity of age. There's a diversity of where we've come from birth, or where we've come from, where we live right now. There's a diversity in what we do, our vocation. There's a diversity in hobbies and what we love to do. And aren't there amazing people in this church? Yeah. You look around and you're like, what a beautiful bunch of people. And, you know, the truth is, as we grow, it's a little bit easier to feel lost amongst the crowd rather than knowing people. And we are in transition as a church, really, from being small church, where you're like, know everyone, know their names, I know where they've come from, I know their history, I know their life story. We're moving from that stage to a kind of like, I wish you had a name label so I could see who you were, because I know I've spoken to you before at some point, but I don't quite remember who you are. And but as we've seen today, there are so many connect points that we can have with people. We can connect with people the same age. We can connect with people with the same vocation, the same hobbies, the same location. And what we're going to do in September, just to kind of lead us into a new season of actually being intentionally connected, is that we want to launch life groups here, or relaunch life groups here at Engine House. And what that looks like is reducing this mass down to a smaller bunch of people that you can be known by, that they can know your story and your journey, and you can know theirs, and you can connect to and feel loved by. And so that is our vision for September, to do that. And there's all kind of ways we're going to do that. Some of that we're going to do locationally. It might be that we do some of those, we gather around what we love to do. There might be other ways, gather with ages and that kind of thing. But we're just going to be a little bit more intentional about those things. And so if you're interested in that and that captures your heart, there is a little sign up at the back in the Connect desk that just says interested in life groups, and you can put your name there, and we can reach out to you then. And we also will be looking for life group leaders, those of you who have a passion and a heart either to host in your home or to kind of run with something. So we're going to be kind of musing through that in the next couple of weeks. So does that sound exciting? Yeah. Sounds exciting. Yeah, okay. Kids, you can go out now. That was awesome. Youth, you are staying in. You get to stay in. But youth, here's the thing, okay? If you can remember, Ezzy, talking to you, if you can remember all my 5 points today, you can have a chocolate bar, okay? All right? That's if you're a youth today. Sorry if you're not a youth. There we go. Wow. Okay, guys, let's pray, and then we're just gonna talk for a short time today. After all that, all of you are a little bit like, whew, discombobulated. Just take a breath, close your eyes. Father God, I thank you for our church family. God, I thank you for bringing us here. I thank you that this is a place where the lonely can find a home. This is a place where the healing of hearts can happen. This is a place where joy can be restored, where faith can be renewed, where, Father, you can raise the expectation of what life can look like walking with your people. So, Father, I pray that your presence would be with us as we talk for a short while now. In Jesus' name, amen. Guys, as I said, we are, some of you are just kind of warm. Is there any way we can open any more doors? Or is that, maybe if we open the outside there, maybe it'll drift in a little bit. Guys, we, as church together, we have been given a mandate. We've been given a commission from heaven. Did you know that? Together. We've been given a commission to see his kingdom come and his will be done in us and around us on this earth. Every time we say the Lord's Prayer, some of you said it in school many times when you were younger. It says, doesn't it? It says, on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. That's not just a nice line to kind of like sum up the prayer. That's a declaration. That's a declaration that we're saying right there of like heaven's values, heaven's wholeness, heaven's mindset, its power and its influence. We want that to come down here right now. Because all that is in heaven is good and perfect. We're not just hunkering down, and sometimes we can do this a little bit as Christians. We kind of hunker down, holding out till we get to like the reality of heaven one day. All right, this might feel like a bunker sometimes when you're sitting in here on a Sunday morning, but this isn't church. Isn't a spiritual bunker that we hide from the world in. Okay. This is a place where we get fueled and inspired to go out and transform the world, to change the world. We follow Jesus and we fully expect to do, when we follow him and do what he does, there's this moment where heaven comes to earth. On earth as in heaven. On earth as in heaven. You know, when Jesus was asked what is the most important commandment, what did he say? Somebody tell me. You're right. Absolutely, Isabel. Well done. It might pop up on the screen in a minute. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus says there's no greater commandment than this. This is our mission, to love God and to love people. To love God and to love people. And interestingly, when you begin to love God and encounter God, you actually begin to love people. It's not an effort. It's a transformation that happens when you encounter God. If you're encountering God and it's moving you far away from people, it might just be a God that you've created in your own image rather than the true God of who he is. Because when you encounter God, it draws you with compassion and love and a desire for connection with other people. What does that look like? What did it look like for Jesus? What does it look like for us? There was a moment when Jesus in the synagogue, and he quotes Isaiah 61, and he says this: "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives, recovery of sight to the blind, to set the oppressed free, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Wow. That's our mandate. That's the invitation of where we go to with him when he invites us. And when I was preparing this, I found myself writing, and we as Engine House are a small part of that mission. And I wrote that, and I felt this slight conviction as I wrote it. Because here's the truth. If we believe we're a small part, we will think small, we will act small, we will expect small, and the result will be small. But I don't believe that any of us has a small part to play. I believe that Engine House has a significant part to play in the transformation of this world. To see the visible power and glory of God revealed on the earth in this generation. You have a significant, not a small part, this little light of mine in this little kind of corner. No, you have a significant part to play. When you wake up every morning, I have a significant part to play in seeing God's will be done. I love what Micah, the prophet Micah, says about Bethlehem. Do you remember Bethlehem? We talk about Bethlehem once a year when we talk about Christmas. And it talks about Bethlehem, and he says, "Oh, you, O Bethlehem, who are too little among the clans of Judah, this small, significant little town. From you shall come forth for me one who is ruler of Israel." Insignificance is never a limit for God. He specializes in birthing the miraculous through the overlooked. Did you know that? It's what his speciality is. Just close your eyes just for a moment. And I just want you to hear those words. You have a significant part to play in building the kingdom of God. It might feel hidden right now. I met someone this week. I walked into a cafe, and I was just talking to someone else, and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, it's you." And I was like, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." And she starts crying, and she's like, "I can't believe it's you. I can't believe it's you. I've been looking for you on Facebook." And she's just tears running, and she runs out of the cafe, and she just throws her arms around me, and she hugs me, and I'm like, I'm not sure who this is. Anyway, and then we get chatting, and I'm like, "Tell me your story from last time we met." I worked it out. And anyway, I grew up with her in primary school. And at the age of 9 or 10, my mum used to create these spaces in our home where we could invite, every other Friday night, we could invite our friends around, and she would do baked potato and pizza, and we could invite them all around. We used to have like 20 girls there. And she used to do a craft with us, and she used to preach, she used to tell them about Jesus. Now, I remember this girl, and this girl had the most horrendous life. And I remember being totally overwhelmed as a little girl, looking at her life and being like, how can I, what does this look like? It's so unfair, and just pain for her journey. And I know I must have prayed for her, because she was my friend in pain, and that's what you did for those people. Fast forward 40 years, she's had a wild life. But a couple of years ago, she found Jesus. But she was like, "Hannah, those moments," she's like, through all of the stuff that's happened, she's like, "What you told me about Jesus never left me. Never left me. Your lives are not insignificant. You might be a mother at the moment, hidden away with your children. You might not feel that anyone else sees. You are investing in the kingdom right now. You might be in a mundane job, which is over and over again the same thing. You are significant in that place. When you walk into that space, everything changes because you carry God in that place. You are the presence of God in those places. And today, we're looking a little bit about what it looks like to belong here to Engine House Church, because I believe that we as a body of people are called here to be a significant spot on the map that carries Jesus, a spot on the map that says this is a place to come to. Elim means oasis. Did you know that? And we're an Elim church. This is an oasis to come to and drink deep when we're thirsty. This is a place to come to when we haven't got the answers. And I wanted to just create an opportunity. Do you know, I've been here a year now. It's gone so quick. And, when I first came, we had this opportunity to have this kind of like moment where we said, yes, I'm in. Yes, I'm in. And I was talking to Bruce the other day. You've still got your yes card, haven't you, up in your house. I love that. But we had these moments where we kind of renewed our yes, I'm into this place. And I thought over a year later, it's really good to evaluate that again. What does my yes look like? What does it look like to be part of this journey? And so we're going to do that this morning. It's powerful when you take ownership of something. I'm not just attending, I'm choosing to belong to this place. I'm not attending, I'm choosing to belong. And you know that when you put that kind of stamp of like, yes, this is my journey, it's good for you. It's helpful for us too, because we have a heart to care for our church family. We have a heart to know you by name and know your journey. And when you make that thing of like, yes, I'm in, we can say, great, we're going to pull you close and walk with you. And when you're not here for as much as we can, we're going to be like, are you okay? Like, we missed you. So that's our heart, that's our journey. And part of life groups is a bit like, pulling you closer, like journeying together. Now, some of you are visiting this morning and you're like, this is awkward, I've come to a family time at the Engine House. Don't worry, what I'm going to say right now is generic for kind of like where you belong across the board, okay? So whether you're like, yes, this is my church, I belong here, or whether you're just on a journey of like, I'm just dipping my toes in, I'm not sure where I belong, or whether you're just like, I'm just here for one Sunday, the challenge is, where do you belong? Because you are called, if you are walking with Journey, you are called to be connected with a body of people that you get to walk with. It isn't just about Engine House this morning. It's about a bigger picture. It's about kingdom. So don't switch off if you don't feel this is where you belong. If you do this morning think, yes, I do belong, I don't want to put my tick, sign my name on the dotted line, whatever, that kind of thing, then we have got, can you pass me that little leaflet there? We do have these little books here called Belong, which tell you all about our, I've got a sticker on me, all about our beliefs, all you need to know about Engine House Church is in there. And there's a little QR code at the back where you can sign up and you can be like, yes, I want to be part of Engine House. If that overwhelms you, you can also sign up on the Connect desk out the front if QR codes is not your thing, and we can get in touch with you that way. But that's just the practical of what it looks like. But I want to just, this morning, and youth, this is where you got to listen, I'm going to tell you five things about belonging that I want to talk about today. In Acts 2, 42, it tells us this real beautiful raw glimpse of the beginning of the church. And we see this moment where you have all these people from all different backgrounds, different stories, different personalities coming together. But in Acts 2, it says this: they had all things in common. They have all things in common. It's a beautiful thing to have so much, and we see it here, such a difference of people. Yet there are things that we have in common, that we're chasing after, that we're pursuing together. And I don't have to look like you. I don't have to have a personality like your personality. I don't have to have the same age as you. I don't have to be from the same country as you to actually have this common ground. Have you had one of these moments before where you're like away someone, you're on your own, and you catch eyes with someone, and you're like, I bet you that person loves Jesus. I bet you they do. And then you start a conversation, you find out you do, and you have something in common. And it's beautiful. All over the world, there are people like that. It says this: they devoted themselves to each other. They shared. They worshiped together. They broke bread in their homes. They praised God with glad and generous hearts. And the results, it said, the Lord added to their number daily. The Lord added to their number daily. Why? Because living like that is attractive. That it's an impossibility to live with such difference and have the something in common. If you look outside of the church, people connect over different things. Here we collect and we're all different. You know, this picture of belonging that we see here, kind of life shared with Jesus, isn't just like a historic ideal that we're like, wow, back in Acts, it was just, they were like super special back then, so it like looked a little bit different. No, it's an invitation, actually. When we read the Bible, when we see the people in the Bible, it's actually an invitation of what does that look like here and now? What does it look like? Because there's so many blueprints in the Bible that are actually, if we take them for ourselves, they are a way of living together. And, those early believers in Acts 2, they weren't just inspired, they were transformed, like something had transformed them. They had seen Jesus alive. You know, remember that day in the upper room? When the Holy Spirit came, he didn't just come to kind of help them through their day. It's not just like, God, you're inside me so that when I'm feeling a little bit worried, I can be like, oh, God, help me. And you're there with your peace. Thank you, God. Like it wasn't just inside them. He came upon them for something. He came upon them to go out into the world, to love people, to compel them to live and love like Jesus. Jesus, the one who washed his disciples' feet when they were jostling for position and attention and that kind of thing. Jesus, who made space for the broken. Jesus, who covered the shame of the outcast. Jesus, who walked day by day with disciples that probably did his nutting sometimes by how they were. That same Spirit lives in us. And we get to do the same. We get to look like Jesus. So, 5 things about belonging that I want to talk about. But to belong, here's a statement that we have in our book there. To belong is to join hands and stand together to see the power of God's kingdom transformed in the world around us. That's the why of why we stand together. And here's some reasons why I think it matters to us as a church. One, I think belonging is biblical. Belonging is biblical. Some of you are like, come on, show me the verse. You know, there are lots of things in the Bible where there's not a verse, but there's an inference all the way through that something is there. You know, if you read the New Testament, particularly Acts, we see this body of believers coming together to build God's kingdom. And there's verses about leadership, there's verses about responsibility, for caring for people. Then there's talk of trusting leaders, different gifts, how to manage different roles. It talks about numbers. How can you have numbers if you don't know who's in? Like there are ways where we can see, they were gathered intentional groups of people. And they all had an important part to play. He talks, doesn't he, Paul, about the picture of the body. You've got all these parts, but they're all connected with one mind in common for God. But here's number one. Oh, that was number two. Hang on. Belonging is biblical. You got that, youth? You got that? Good. Right, next one. Belonging comes with baggage. Anyone relate to that one? Some of you, when you heard that thing, it's Belong Sunday, you're like, what's that mean? Not sure about that one. I walked in here this morning and I was in pain. And I walked in here and I was in here in pain because on Friday I went to the beach. And I walked along the rocks in bare feet. And it was so hot on Sunday that I burnt the bottom of my feet because it was so hot. And so when I walked in here, I was in pain. Sometimes we bring our pain of our journey into a room and we're like, I'm hurting. That pain didn't actually start here. That pain is from something that happened outside of this place, yet I bring it in, and I'm hurting, and I'm like, do you see the picture, the journey? For some of you, it still hurts to walk into church because you've had a journey with people, or you've had a journey, not just physically, but maybe emotionally, maybe spiritually, and I get that. Sometimes words like commitment or church family or sign up are kind of like trigger words for you. You're like, oh, don't ask me to do that. Literally because you've been burned by the walk that you've had in other places. And I get that. I get that. And we value that. Maybe sometimes you've been part of a church that is overpromised and underdelivered. So easy to do that. So easy to do that. Maybe you've given your time or your money or your heart and it's ended in disappointment and it's ended in pain. Maybe you were all in at some point, somewhere before. You showed up. You gave everything. You stayed late. You loved deeply, and it cost you more than you realize. And now we come to a point where you're beginning to be part of something, or you're dipping your toes in, and it feels like a risk. Feels like a risk to go there again. And if that's you, I want to say I'm sorry for the times and the places where church has made you either feel like a project or a pawn that we can use to put you in a rota. I'm sorry for the moments where leadership has failed you or promises have been broken when your heart was met with silence when it should have been cared for and shepherded. Here's the truth. Church is full of people who know they need Jesus. Starting with me. Starting with me. And sometimes in our eagerness, we've to do good, we've forgotten that it's God. God is not the church. The church is not our Savior. Jesus is. And where you've got pain and where you've got sorrow, I really feel this thing of exchange this morning. That he wants you to lay down whatever that thing is that comes to mind when I say those things. And he wants to give you something in return. And then you get to ask him, God, what do you want to give me in return? Some of us, we realize in that journey that we need to get back to church. We're like, it's a good thing to do, Yet we've engaged in all the things, but our hearts still aren't engaged. I remember sitting with a therapist once, and I'd been through a rough journey with someone, but we'd kind of got back into kind of like working together, doing life together. And she said, Hannah, do you realize that you've done everything on the outward to make things right, but you actually haven't given your heart back to that relationship? And sometimes church can be like that, because we know it's good. So I'm going to go along and sit in the seat. But God's inviting you not to just do that, but to give your heart to a people and a journey today. And sadly, there's no risk-free version of love. There's no risk-free version of love. I cannot guarantee that when you step in on a journey of relationship, that it's not going to be perfect. There's no pain-proof way of belonging. But it's worth it. But it's worth it. Some of us are waiting to feel safe, to belong. Those of you who've got married, sometimes when we're dating, we're like, I'm waiting to kind of like, to be like, yes, I know everything's going to be okay. And actually, the further you go on, the further you realize there are no guarantees. Like, I cannot be peaceful about somewhere I've never been before. I don't know what it looks like, but I can trust. I can trust here and I can trust here. And when you protect your heart from what wounds you, you protect your heart from what makes you come alive as well. When you live with a protected heart, you live with this reduced journey of emotions. Not too much pain, but not too much joy either. And some of us are like, oh, wow, I'm living in that place. Because I've protected myself from pain. So I protect myself from the expectation and the joy of life. Because this is a safe thing. But I tell you, when you put your pain before God, he begins to open the journey. And you heal your pain, and your joy levels will come at the same time. You deal with this, and this will sort itself out. Belonging and baggage. The next one, belonging and being known. Belonging and being known. I don't know if you've ever had the thought, maybe when you've gone home from somewhere where you're like, if it was just me and Jesus, it would be a lot easier. Like me and Jesus, we can do this together. We really don't need anybody else. It's interesting because at the beginning of Genesis, in a perfect world that God had created, him and Adam, it was amazing. Nothing was wrong. And he looked at Adam and it's like, it's not good for you to be alone. It's not good for you to be alone. And Adam's like, God, but I have you. What do I need? God's like, you and me, just you and me doesn't work. I want you to be I want you to be in community. I want you to be with other people. It's about shared life, walking together. I think what's made this hard sometimes is that we have created a culture of a Sunday best version of who I am. A Sunday best version of who I am. And that's just exhausting. That's just exhausting. I came here today, and we've ate out. Like, we've eaten all weekend. Anyone feel like that? And I'm like, oh man, I don't feel great. So I put on my support whatever's today, Spanx, you call them in America, and which means you hold everything in and you look a lot better than you really are, and it's great. It's a little bit hot today, but it's great. Do you know, we do that in Christianity, we do that in church all the time. I don't want them to look at the real version of me. I'll bring this version of me which other people will approve of. And when you do that, you feel lonely because you're not really known in who you are. You're known in who you're performing to be. And no one can connect with you in who you're pretending to be. Connection is when you're real in where you're at. Have you ever said that to your kids? It's funny, we teach it to our kids right from the beginning. Like, we're going to church, sort yourself out. Don't let me down in church. Don't embarrass me. You're teaching them from the beginning. This is a place of performance. This is a place where we bring something that's maybe not the same as what we did at home. We want the full version of you, even if it's a messy version of you. We really do. I want to bring the full version of me. I don't want to bring a false version of me. We set each other up to fail when we do that. Because we look at the person at the front and we're like, wow, they must have it all together. No, really not. Like, really not. Just walking through life the same as you, just with a different calling than you have right now. But I'm on a journey as a mum. I'm in a journey as a wife. I'm in a journey as a friend. I have disappointments that I come with. I have places in my life where I'm longing prayers to be answered that aren't there. I'm the same as you. And so long as you look up here and see something that's not real, then we're all kind of fumbling together in this kind of smiling on the outside, locked in the inside. And again, that's where something like life groups and friendships give, you don't need to tell everybody your story, but being known by people in this place is really powerful. If you're in pain, bring your wounds. If you're having the best life, please bring that too. Sometimes we're like, I won't tell, I feel a little bit bad that life. No, we really need the testimony of life being good, prayers being answered, great things happening. We need that. We get to celebrate that. I get to weep with you and I get to laugh with you, and we get to do it all in the same time, in the same service sometimes. And that's okay. God didn't separate moments into kind of like, this is a sad church service, this is a happy, like, we're all over the place doing all different things at all different times. And I don't know about you, sometimes I'm like, I'm this 1 minute, this the next, and it's ridiculous. God's like, I love it. Love it. It's what life is all about. Pain and joy can reside in the same building and embrace each other. Okay, the next one, belonging and believing. You know, when you connect with each other, you actually get more of a revelation of who God is through each other. God is hidden in the people in this church in different ways. You will see the mercy of God, the grace of God, the kindness of God, the greatness of God, the tenderness of God, the joy of God, all in the people around you. When someone teaches you from the front, you get to learn from their expression of God. When someone serves you tea, you get to experience the kindness of God. When we're led in worship, that person's history of what they've cultivated with God in that place, we get to see him through that journey. Something happens when you lean in to seeing God in other people. It's beautiful. And then sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes the people in the room will expose in you the things that need to grow that wouldn't be there if you isolated yourself. I used to run groups, like pastoral groups, and I used to have some that were like, it's about 60 people all together in one room, and we'd do journeys, we'd kind of just do life together and pastor them. And then I'd have ones on Zoom as well, where you'd get a little bit less, like 40 people in a Zoom call together once a week, where you'd get to connect. And it was really interesting. You know, here there was quite a lot every now and again of like, oh, this person, and it's hard and whatever. But they'd grow, and they'd kind of work things out in who they were and what their journey was. And then in the Zoom call, it used to be quite funny sometimes, because they'd always be like, I love my group. My group's so amazing. I love all the people. They're so easy to love. And it's like, of course they are. They're in a box next to you, and you can press mute anytime you want to. And it's really nice sometimes to press mute. And I can switch you off, and I have no need to connect you in any way because you're far away. And it's just easy to love you. But here, I find the invitation of meeting someone and hearing something and hearing God say, so what are you going to do about that? What's your part in this relationship? And then there's the people with the annoying things that upset you a little bit because they're so different than you. And it gets to grow you in ways that if we all stay in safe little boxes, we'll love each other, but it will never expose the bits in you that get to grow, the bits in you that get to be kind of chiseled off by just bumping up against people. And lastly, belonging and bringing. You know, when you belong, there's an invitation to respond. How do I bring myself to this place? What does it look like to be intentional, to bring myself? Maybe for some of you, you've got a busy life, and bringing just looks like coming here on a Sunday morning, showing up fully loving, fully being present, because life outside of here is a mission field on its own, and this is your oasis where you get to drink from. We love that. Some of you are more time free, and you're like, wow, loving actually looks like serving and getting involved, giving your time, giving yourself to this place. And sometimes that doesn't just look like fitting it into spare time. That looks like sacrifice and investing and saying, for this season, God, what does bringing myself look like to this place? Because if we are to change the world, we get to do it together in collaboration, working together, giving our time, giving our resources. It looks different for everyone. But I do firmly believe that this is a good place to sow both your time and your energy and your money, because God's doing something here. I don't want to be just a cozy little church that meets on a Sunday in our little bunker that doesn't impact this place. You know, I was really pressed, and on this I'm going to land on this. You know, I woke up one morning and I didn't have to rush off anywhere, so I had a slow morning, and I looked at the news, and I spent maybe wasted a good half an hour looking at this conflict here, this tragedy here, this place here, and just looked at all it was one of those feelings where you're like, wow, great, I feel great about my day now, looking at all these different places in the world that I can do nothing about. But that there were some things I looked at and I wept for them. There were things that I'm like, this is hard, this is rough. But then I closed my phone and I went on with my day. You know, we are in a world that has so many distractions of what you give your heart to and what you give your emotion and your feeling to. And if we're not careful, all of those things will be worldwide things that we cannot have personal influence on. And you will be able to feel pain for the person who has just lost someone in a tragedy in Texas, but not take a moment to think about the neighbors around you who are hurting, who need Jesus. There is as much pain here in this county than there are in all of those places that we spend our lives thinking, this is terrible. And what happens is we're so captivated out there at the things we are paralyzed to affect that we miss the opportunities that we have here to be the hands and the feet of Jesus in this place. We're so distracted by the big things. And God is like that one person that you just walked by, needed your attention today. I was talking to someone the other day who walked past someone in the street who was homeless, and she said to him, "Let me take you to church. Let me take you to church." Guys, I pray
that we walk into a season where we zone in on what could happen if we turned our attention to what's here and now in the moment and not out there. We have a town here that needs Jesus. We have family and friends and relationships. Let's stand for a moment. We're going to close. And we're going to close with a song that talks and declares the truth about his people, the church. You know, God chose the church to be the hope of the nation, for him to show and shine Jesus. And that gets to be us. So we're going to sing this together. But I do invite you to respond in some way today. Whether you need to renew your yes, make a new yes, of like, yes, whether it's here or wherever else you are, yes, I'm committed, yes, I'm in. And if you need to do that, I ask that you come down the front here this morning as we worship. And you just, in your own place with God, you say, yes, God, I'm in. Yes, God, I give my heart. It might not feel safe or it might feel vulnerable. It might feel risky right now, but I'm into loving people. And if I'm not, God, would you encounter me in a way that the revelation of your love flows out into those around me?